Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil, and we're back live and in living
Yay!
color. Yay! Hello, Coy Malone. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you, Sybil? How are you, Yolanda? And how was the cruise?
Cruise is great. Cruise is great. I think it was too short for me and too long for Yolanda. She doesn't like that closed in kind of situation. No, I'm very serious. Even though she likes everything closed in, she doesn't like the confinement of being on a boat.
I think I'm
And
too controlling, Coy. Somebody
you think?
control somebody controls where you're going at the exact time and what time you're doing and how you do it and Sybil,
And yes.
we all got to do the same thing together, which I'm really against. I don't want to do what everybody's doing.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Thank you, Coy.
You don't have you don't have to go to the shows when everybody else goes.
Oh, yes, you do, because that's the only time the shows are there.
Well, okay, but I mean, so once, twice, three times you go, or you can stay in your room and watch them. Right, right. You can stay in your room and be antisocial. That's okay
Well,
too.
see there, why you got to be antisocial?
That's what you are, darling.
Ouch! Is that how you see it, Corey?
Corey's not gonna say you're
Yes and
antisocial.
no, because it's like I could get the antisocial part, but also like I don't like to do what everybody else does. Like I have a tough time for crowds and what have you. I don't know if it's a part of my makeup, could be a
It is.
part of my
You
entertainment
both are
background, could be
antisocial.
both.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, we're antisocial. Okay.
yeah. While we're here, I do want to say hi to Keisha and Nate. They watch us. They especially love Mondays with the addition of Yolanda, and they say that she brings a balance to the show. There, Coy, and these are my friends from St. Louis, and they have been fans of the Joyner Show and followed us over here. So thanks to them, and thank you, Keisha and Nate. We appreciate your support, really do. And I mean, they really watch. They're like very dedicated and careful watchers. And also Rough House.
Oh yeah, Rough House.
He was on the ship with us. He's a very smart guy, a bit of a contrarian. So fits
Oh,
in
so
right
you
here.
like him, huh, Sybil?
No, I like you as the contrarian, and Coy is the contrarian, and now Rough House is the contrarian. But he's very funny. He's very smart, and I do like that part especially. So thanks for joining
So if
us.
we are all the contrarian, but you're not,
What does that make me?
that science just does not add up.
The science does add up because you are a contrarian. Coy is a contrarian. He's a contrarian, and I'm the nice one. Sometimes I just have to make myself laugh.
Well, you make me laugh too.
Coy, how have you been? How's your finger?
It's doing a lot better. Movement is back. I can feel it now. It's healing. Doesn't hurt when I touch it. So a lot better. Thank
Um,
goodness.
Tell people how you messed up your finger. You had a major cut.
Yeah, I was opening up a charcuterie board set, being fancy. And there are no labels for the utensils inside, no safety coverings or anything like that. So I just assumed one of the utensils that I was uncovering was just like a butter spreader, jam spreader, or something like that. It was actually
Something
a knife.
small and with no edges and no sharp
Yes,
points or
that's what I
anything.
thought. And I pulled the plastic off and it sliced my finger at the same time and it wouldn't stop bleeding. And so after, several hours, I said, you know what? I think I got to go get stitches because it's just not stopping.
And you did get the stitches and you've been back for a follow up.
Yes. Well, actually, my follow up is next week.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah,
So you
moving
still off
along pretty
work?
quickly. No, I'm not. No, I'm back at work.
Oh,
And the issue with that was because I guess I went to urgent care instead of my primary care. They weren't able to say, hey, when you go back to work, avoid this type of work. You're allowed to do this while you're healing, which I don't understand why urgent care can do that. So I had to wait to go to my actual primary care doctor or a specialist, and the specialist had availability first. So,
And so do you just walk around the office like this?
like I'm leaving church?
Right.
No.
Have you cooked since?
Kinda, yeah. Yes
Have
and
you
no. Like
cut
I'm more
anything
prepped.
since?
I have. I just started cutting over the weekend.
Oh,
It was my
good. So
first
you're
time
not
using a knife.
shy. That's just something that just happened.
That's a chef's life, right?
Yeah, but that's the funny thing. I have not ever cut myself as a
Well,
chef,
well,
so
now
I
you
feel like
have.
slighted. I feel
Today,
slighted that it happened
Well,
with
now
me
you
taking
have.
the piece of
you're a
plastic
chef.
off.
You're official.
Yeah,
Not
you're
really,
official.
man. That I got cheated in that moment.
The other night we were in a hotel room and I got Yolanda. We were watching something and it was Bravo TV and Yolanda ended up watching Top Chef with me and we were just I mean the machinations that they put them through are just a little ridiculous, but I guess that's what it takes. Would you do something like that? Would you do a competition like
Yes.
Top Chef? You would.
Yes. That's one of my goals, actually. I would love to get my timing down a little bit better in the kitchen. I think I overthink a little bit when it
There
comes
are
down
those
to
that say
planning
the
my.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I do also understand that those competition shows are set up a certain way. So the timing that we see in the finished product for the show is not the timing that happens, behind the scenes or what have you. So it'd be interesting to learn that and test my skills and win. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. A lot of good can come of that. Even if you don't win and you do the last chance kitchen or something like that, you still have another chance to come back. But it's a show that I really like and I've enjoyed watching and kind of got back into it
Mhm.
with my friends Karen and Kelly. So
I think my
that
personality would get me very far.
a lot of people say that, and yet sometimes the personality can get in the way of the cooking.
That's true.
And so,
Um,
Sybil, that was going to be my question. It seemed like those shows are more about personalities, and then they got to show you backstory, and it's really not about the cooking than the story. And as a producer, I understand that, but I don't get it. Especially the meals like Coy, they will have them have 20 minutes using one piece of cheese, some flour, and some goat milk.
Yeah, it's like what's in your refrigerator and
Hmm.
go.
Right, that
That's
part.
that's dumb.
I need at least 5 minutes to figure it out.
And sometimes you
Yeah.
overthink it and then you end up losing or like my taste buds are not the same as what they used to be, so I would be deficient in that area and the chefs are saying you didn't taste that, you couldn't, the salt that's just reeking out of it's just coming out of your pores or whatever it is.
Hmm.
But I like the show. I really do. I have no skills, but I do enjoy watching them work. And my favorite part is that they were at the Milwaukee Brewers baseball stadium, and they had to use sausages because that's Wisconsin. The Polish sausage, the Italian sausage, the hot dog, and whatever else. And they had to cook with those, and so it was groups and they had to all work together. It was sometimes those are very interesting too, but
Hmm.
that's neither here nor there. I'm glad that you're feeling better. I'm glad that your finger is healing, and Yolanda, it has recovered. Have you recovered from the cruise, Yolanda?
Oh yeah.
From
From
all
what?
of that? From
We
all
didn't
of
do
that?
nothing. What was there to recover from? We didn't do nothing.
From being around all those people?
Oh,
Yeah.
I brushed it off as soon as I left.
Can I just tell you, there's some shows that you go to and you expect a great show, like Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know that Earth, Wind, and Fire are going to. But can I tell you, EU, they did a late night show, and Huggy and Chris were the hosts, the comedic hosts. And my God, those people from DC, they
Oh,
can go
right.
all night with go. Oh, I have such respect for them. I'm
Yeah.
not a dancer, but I got respect, mad respect for those people.
Well, Sybil, I missed the Scarface. So, Coy, you
Yeah.
appreciate this. Coy, Scarface performed with the band.
What?
Right.
Yeah, with the full band.
Oh man,
Yeah.
That's
Now,
what everybody
that's
else
probably
said
yeah,
too.
amazing.
I'm not into to rap or any of that, but I would have. I missed that.
Yeah. That was
You gotta
another
be a
one.
little social, Yolanda.
You're
Be
right.
Careful. Be
You're right.
careful.
You're right. Okay, you're right. I'm over it.
Just a little. Just a
No,
little.
I'm over it. I will live vicariously through you. You go and you tell me about it, and it is as if I was there.
I
I'm good.
will. I'll do that.
Good.
We had great meals. Well, we had good meals.
Did we?
I said, oh, we had good meals. But the company was the best. The company was the best. So that's a little recap of the cruise. Let's move to the What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday newsletter in which we seek to super serve the African American community, informing and empowering them about subjects that we think have an effect or that our community have an effect on or that our community should know about. And Coy Malone gives us an update on a racist act in the middle of a demonstration, anti-Israeli demonstration at the University of Mississippi campus.
Oh my goodness. So this has been a story that's been circulating all over social media due to the video that was taken at a protest on the campus of University of Mississippi on May the 2nd, also known as Ole Miss, where there was a protester that was participating in the protest about Israel and Hamas war protests. There was a counter protester who made monkey noises and gestures at a black student.
A black woman.
He's a black woman at that. And not only did this happen, but U.S. Representative Mike Collins, who is a Republican and a representative that represents my state, the state of Georgia.
He's not even from Mississippi.
He's not. And he chimed in on X, formerly Twitter, by saying that Ole Miss is taking care of business.
Ooh.
Seemed like that he was, in appreciation of whatever this student was doing. Now, when you watch the video, you see a lot of students yelling and jeering at the young woman. I remember watching the video. I think I heard her saying to police that somebody threw something at her. And instead of trying to control the crowd, the police immediately went to her and tried to restrain her. I also thought that was very, very strange. So students were basically calling for an end to genocide, but they were met with racism. And this is according to James M. Thomas, who's a sociology professor at the University of Mississippi. He also posted this on X. So the taunting brought sharp criticism on and off campus. And, there were other people that chimed in, including Reverend Cornell Williams Brooks, who is a former president and CEO of the NAACP and professor at the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. He also said that a white man mocking a black woman as a monkey isn't about stand with Israel or free Palestine. This is a protest as performative racism. So not only did this happen, all these years happen, and the representative, Mike Collins, making comments from Georgia. But then you also have Governor Tate Reeves, who is the governor of Mississippi, who chimed in and reposted a video of the protest. And that portion of the video showed students on campus singing the Star Spangled Banner. And he reposted this by saying, "Warms my heart. I love Mississippi."
So, and Coy, this is what I wanted you to make clear in this conversation is that you know Mississippi too.
I know Mississippi very well. I too was a student at the best university ever, which is Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi. I purposely chose to attend an HBCU because I want to be on a campus in an environment that is built for us, that is welcoming to us. Mississippi is so laden with racism and it is out in the open. If you've watched our show previously and read our newsletter previously, we have reported on the Goon Squad. That was a police group in Rankin County, Mississippi, that terrorized and tortured Black men. They have other cases that are coming out, which read our newsletter tomorrow. We have another story.
I don't want to get ahead of this story.
we have that. We have dead bodies that were found that were not identified in a pauper's grave. They were out there for a couple of them for years, more that have come up. There are so many other instances of racism that were happening while I was in school. And, I'm not going to say what year that is. I want to talk about my age. But Mississippi, when you go there, versus what you learn on the outside, two completely different things. It blew my mind to find out the things that happen on and off campus at Jackson State University. Being on campus was probably the safest thing that I did while I was there.
Wow.
Didn't venture off at all, unless it was to Walmart and one of my favorite food places, which is no longer there, called the Bus Stop. Right outside
Is that where
of the
you
campus.
work?
I worked at the Jackson State Grills,
okay.
the grill on campus. Mm-hmm.
So, Coy, hold on for a second. In reading your story, so what did the governor do that he was applauding? So I got the video, but what was racist about the video? What's racist about that?
He was applauding their behavior while they were singing the Star Spangled Banner. If I'm not mistaken, the Star Spangled Banner has a lot of racism within the lyrics.
The man who wrote the Star Spangled Banner.
Right. But so yeah, it has a lot of racism in the lyrics. But for those of us who aren't as woke or aware as you are, because I'm not aware. I've heard that there are racist lyrics, but I have not identified with them, and so I'm not as aware as you are. I'm just trying to figure out what was the racist part, because I just think we're just so quick to say that's to just throw that around. I'm just curious, the fact that he reposted the video, that was his action that was racist, that was
Can I just ask you this? This is my interpretation, and tell me if you're right, if I'm right, Coy, or if you agree or not. It wasn't so much that he reposted the video, and yes, the Star Spangled Banner is regarded as a racist national anthem for this country by a slave owner, and all of the things that are referenced in the song. But also, he didn't address the racism that was taking place on his campus.
Okay, then that
does that make sense, Coy?
Yes, and then he also said that he said it warms his heart, and he loves Mississippi. So these things that are going on in Mississippi, they put it right out in front of your face. That this is how they feel about Black people. This is how they feel about whatever, however they were treated. They don't care. They do not care. This is the same state that still has sharecroppers who are Black picking cotton, and I saw it with my own eyes.
And just to wrap this up, ABC is also reporting that a letter to students the day after, the chancellor at the school said officials are working to determine whether further investigations are warranted regarding this horrible reaction and the jesting and the ridiculous behavior as monkeys in front of this young Black woman. They said, as a public institution, we are committed to supporting the rights of our students, faculty, employees to express their views in a respectful manner. So that doesn't indicate that they are for the young Black woman or for the white people that made a joke of her behavior or what she was saying. They said, however, some individuals at the demonstration acted in ways that conflict with our university's values. Behaviors and comments that demean people because of their race or ethnicity, marginalize them, and undermine the values that are fundamental to a civil and safe society. That part I commend them for, and I'm just wondering, Coy, if you can keep an eye on what this investigation will look like if they do conduct the investigation, and what the follow-up is on that.
Well, I will share some information that I just learned recently about schools sharing publicly what happens in these investigations. So even though, and also in the statement, they did say that people say horrible things to people because of who they are, and those people will not find shelter or comfort on this campus. So that is promising. However, there are certain laws that are in play when it comes to universities and disclosing that information. It goes against some type of I don't know the law word for word verbatim. I do have a friend that works on a university campus that disclosed to me that there is a law that protects the privacy of students who are under investigation and the results of those investigations. So the only way that we'll kind of find out what happens is if a student speaks out about this later on after the investigation concludes, but the university will not share this as public information. And I think this is something that recently happened because of a lot of other similar incidents at other universities.
And I think the point that Coy was making in her story was also, that's why I chose to go to Jackson State as opposed to, and we need to support our HBCUs where Black students are lifted up and not demeaned and demoralized the way that this young woman was. There's some other stories I want to talk to you about. We'll try to get to those in trending. But while we have you here and talking about HBCUs, want to give a shout out to our friend, Dr. Glenda Glover. She gave the commencement address. The president of Tennessee State gave the commencement address over the weekend. This was her final graduation as president of Tennessee State. And a salute to you. And good and faithful servant, as I said on social media. She really is quite a dynamo and a real benefit to that school. And I'm sorry that she's leaving, but she's moving on, and she says to bigger and better things. So, and she has been a real good friend to us as well. Moving on to what's really going on, our question of the day. This is a result of a story that's been in the news, and now it's back in the news as a result of an interview on Good Morning America today. And my question is, can or have you ever dated someone on the job? One romance at the workplace highlighted this year between Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and her special prosecutor Nathan Wade was played out in an Atlanta courtroom, exposing their private lives in a very public way. And I will explain. But the question, once again, to folks that are watching and listening: would you, have you ever dated someone publicly in the workplace? The former Donald Trump prosecutor Nathan Wade made a claim that he and Fani Willis ended their affair. I don't get this. He said they ended their affair the moment they realized they were in love with each other. I guess I understand.
That's toxic.
Well, it sounds like, like we can't go any further than this because love complicates things and makes it maybe a little difficult for us to work together as well. He said, but they realized that they were in love and they needed to break up. In Good Morning America today, he claimed he developed feelings for the Fulton County District Attorney who appointed him as the special prosecutor to the election fraud case in 2021. Over time, their feelings grew. He said, you don't plan to fall in love. He said he was about the job that he was made to resign from the case just a few months ago. He said, you don't plan to have some relationship in the workplace. You don't set out to do that. Those things develop organically. They develop over time. And the minute that we had that sobering moment, we discontinued it. And that's got to be difficult. I mean, because if you're in love with someone and then all of a sudden you realize this could really complicate things, and a case of this nature, we need to break this off. That's difficult. And still see the person every day. That's real tough.
So have you, Sybil?
I have been involved with someone that I worked with, but it was not public. And
why?
Why? Because I didn't want it to be, and it was. I think that it would have become the object of conversation on the show.
You sure did.
She did.
Oh yeah.
I know what's tea.
Oh my goodness, you sure did. Ooh.
Yolanda, can we keep with the question for the people?
Yeah, let's
for
go
watching.
Oh my goodness, yes. Okay. Yep.
She said, yep.
Colby Smith on YouTube says, yes, we've been together 6 years and now live together. You still work together and you live together. And is that difficult?
That's interesting.
Brenda Brooks Perry on YouTube says the heart wants what the heart wants. That's true.
Sometimes the eyes want what the eyes want.
Okay.
Well, sometimes that's true too. And Michael Stallworth said on Facebook, I haven't dated yet. Yet if I did, I wouldn't be on the job, in part because you want to keep your relationship separate from the profession unless you're able to discern. Michael, first of all, that breaks my heart. You haven't dated yet. I want you to get out there, and I want you to date. If it's not the person, somebody at work, I want you to get out there and have some fun. Coy, what about you?
That happened once a few years ago. And I don't know, I guess I was just like, let me give it a chance. This is what the universe is giving me, I didn't ask for it. He came to me, and it wasn't even a permanent, it was like a temporary job that
Are you Yolanda's child from another?
Am I what?
Yolanda Starks White's child.
I might be. Might be related
from another business relationship.
Maybe. And it didn't last. It did not last. Because it was so new. Like, I was new to this place, and I had never seen him before, which is crazy because I had worked at this place maybe a couple times before. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it was a temporary job that I was booking through like a work app that I was on. And, he just kept giving me attention. I'm like, I think this is strange because I see everybody else giving you attention. Why are you giving me attention? And I just kind of went with it and quickly saw that, he is not that mature. And then it went downhill from there. And he overthought a lot of stuff. And I just, we just naturally separated. I left it at that.
How long did you work at this place? Because it sounds like a temp job.
Yeah, it was. So it was like in the fall of that year. It was like 2022. So I worked there through the first half of 2023, but before New Year's, I want to say New Year's Day is when it was over with. So it lasted for like a couple of months.
Was it fun? Did you have fun in the process?
We have fun because
did y'all do the grown up at work?
No, actually, he was so conflicted about it that we didn't act like we were really involved like that, but people kind of knew that we were cool. But I think he was kind of like running his mouth
through you.
He was running his mouth about it so people could kind of look and tell, and then they would look at me and look at him, and I'm like, oh my God, like what you gonna do? You gonna shut up, or you gonna like be cool, or what? And then after work he'd be like, I think this and that, and you can show me a few things. I'm like, oh my God, just have fun. Like, why are you making this so complicated?
Are y'all still friends?
No.
So that's
all right. They weren't friends beforehand.
No, we're not. And he I think recently he kind of thought about things, and he tried to, reach out to me a couple times recently. I said, no, it's over with, because I don't know why you're overthinking things. And once I'm over it, I'm over it.
That's Yolanda. Okay.
Sybil, I have not. The problem with me is being married. That will prevent you from doing a lot of things you really want to do.
Dang.
Because I'm telling you, in my mind, that would be bananas. That the office, and then you sneak in the office and you be giggling, and y'all might meet outside and
no, I wouldn't even. It's not even like that.
That sounds so exciting. I might go to work. If I'm allowed, if Ward allows me, I might go to work just so I can see if that can happen. I love that idea.
We call those work husbands, and nothing happens past the giggling and the laughing, and they bring you coffee.
I've had work husbands.
Yeah, I've had work husbands.
Oh, okay.
Like, I have that. Yeah, okay. But nothing past like the conversation.
It's almost like having a husband.
Yeah, them trying to make me laugh every day. Like, them trying to make me laugh every day.
Okay, y'all are not making that sound sexy. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've got flowers on my desk, stuff like that. My work husband this year had a Valentine's present.
So what if we don't get a work husband and we get a work boyfriend? Because boyfriend sounds a whole lot better.
A work boyfriend or a work girlfriend usually works a little harder at that. Yeah.
But no, I don't. That was the first and only time I've ever dated somebody at work. I ain't doing it again. Like, no.
But Yolanda,
unless we build a business together.
Yolanda, you weren't always married when you were working.
So here's the deal. You're right, because I thought about that. But my problem, I wasn't married, but I'm always in a relationship. That's the problem. Okay. No, you trying.
Hey. Okay.
Oh. Okay, you're right. I did. Okay. Oh, okay. Ooh. So
See, the problem is, Coy, we know too much about each other.
No, I'll tell this story because I got a story. So
wait, do we have any other people who are waiting to make their statements? I might be saving your life. Brenda Brooks Ferry says because on YouTube it's because it's not fun. Work husbands are worse than home hubbies.
Oh,
they get a little buggerish. They start bugging you.
Wow,
They do. They start trying to cross the line, and I gotta be like,
I am such a good work wife. Janet Ferguson, never get your honey. That's my daddy used to say. Never get your honey where you make your money. My daddy said that, and I don't know how I remember that. Hearing that as an 8-year-old. Yeah. Charlotte Bowen Bellamy on Facebook. I had a friend who dated someone in the office and they would meet on another floor, but he would flirt with other women in the office.
Of course. He's trying to throw everybody off. That's all.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Right.
Manuel Murphy on Facebook, been married so long, I can't think that far back. Neither can Yolanda. Sometimes she just needs somebody.
Yeah, unless you have a friend to remind you.
Right. Okay, Yolanda, if you don't have any others you want to tell your story. Doctor, I did, and it was a disaster.
I just want you to say hi to Dr. Marks.
Hey, Doc.
So
I think usually
when I went to BET, I created the talent department, and I was in a relationship. And this guy, I loved him. Oh, God, I loved him. But we were at the end, because when I moved to LA, he lived in Florida, and it just didn't work. So at the end of it, so there was this, oh my God, this guy was so fine. He was so beautiful. He was one of the writers. So he was really smart. And I just liked him. And so we went out a few times, but we just didn't have any chemistry. But we really liked each other, but we had no chemistry. So it wasn't fun because we wasn't able to sneak out in the parking lot and it was a whole lot of intellectual comment because he was really smart. So we had intellectuals. It wasn't even stimulating because I don't get stimulated intellectually. Make me laugh. And he was gorgeous, but Sybil,
work husband.
No, he wasn't even good for that. He didn't do nothing for me at work. So wait, now this done, Sybil, you done started something. So now I'm mad. So I didn't get the work husband. I didn't get the boyfriend. I just got some boring dates where we sit up and he pontificated about some stuff that didn't really mean anything in the world. Now I'm mad.
It was just enthralled.
He was about the movement and about, down with the people. And she was like, just.
That's the thing that makes it hard to start a relationship with somebody at work because they're still like in work mode and they see you in that. And it's like they can't get out of that.
Right.
Yeah, they can't. Forget all of that. I'm really not an intellectual.
I ain't never seen nobody that fine at work anyway. So
you haven't?
No, my type really don't be there. I think maybe once when I worked at TBS actually. Now that's where all the firemen was at. The firemen worked at TBS when I worked for CNN. Yes. Oh my God. it's not just the suits because there's suits where I'm at too. Oh, trust and believe because it's an international company I work at now. Luxury brand at that. There's definitely suits there, but nobody my type, nobody my flavor. No. You can hang that up.
What if he was down for the cause?
Thank you, but no.
What if he made you laugh?
No.
Thank you, but no.
What if he had a lot of money?
So,
what if he could put you on television on your own cooking show and take you away from all of this?
Push my application through, but that does not mean that I need to date you.
Wow.
It's just not for me.
If he said, I have the power to create a TV show for you.
I don't need a savior.
That's not a savior. That's a good boyfriend.
You can do that as a friend.
That's a whole other story. Okay.
You can do that as a friend. I just don't like. It's just
save
not for
me.
I like black men. I love black men.
For those out there, damn. See, being married stops me again because I want to be saved.
She's young.
I mean, I had a lot of offers. I ain't gonna lie. Man.
So you'd rather struggle than to be saved?
That's another good question.
I don't think I'm struggling. I hope I'm not. I do sometimes. But no, I don't need to be saved. I don't need a man to save me.
What's wrong with being
I need
saved?
an equal. I need somebody to love me and respect me and appreciate me and empower me. I don't need to be rescued.
Well, he can't love you and respect you and save you
by empowering you.
No, I don't need to be saved.
Okay.
Because so now, if you save me, now you're my savior.
Coy,
now what do I got to praise you or something? No.
I'm with Coy.
Yes.
It's a lot, Sybil.
I'm with you, Coy. Mm-hmm. Jackie Love says on YouTube.
Thank you.
Brenda Brooks-Berry, say that, Coy.
Because they know. Ain't nothing like a black man.
Save me.
I need to be saved.
The funny thing
I need to be appreciated.
Yolanda's like that too, because ain't no way they can do
saving is what you do for people that have nothing to lose. And then that's how they're going to end up treating you at some point in time. Nothing to lose.
Okay. I'm gonna say we're gonna agree to disagree on that.
Yeah, one. Because Coy, in case I'm looking to be saved with my company.
I'm looking to be saved with some things too, but
okay.
I don't need to be. Yeah, but I don't need to be. I don't know. I just have this thing about don't look at me like you're above me in some kind of way. We need to look at each other like there are things that we can help each other.
I never said that he was above you.
Why do you say he's above you? We didn't say that. He's not above you.
You got to be above me if you're saving me.
No, you don't.
No.
Why you say that?
That's just how I feel. That's how I think.
Listen, I've been saved a lot. You know what? Really, for most of me and Sybil's relationship.
Hang on one second. We're going to move to trending, and we'll continue the conversation because there's some things I want to talk about from another section as well. So trending topics, we're going to talk about a number of things, including Social Security changes and things like that. Okay, Yolanda?
Let me just make this point. Coy, let me tell you something. Throughout my 30-year relationship with Sybil, she has saved me so many times. And I don't see her as above me. She has been my lifeline in a number of areas. And I honor her for that. But I don't know that I think she's above me because she has saved me.
Well, that's different. You're friends.
What?
Well, when it comes to romantic relationships,
no.
Just what I've seen in romantic relationships, when a man saves you, they feel like you owe them something, and sometimes they treat you like anything after that.
That's unfortunate.
Not all the time.
Okay. But the bottom line, Sybil, the general consensus of people in the audience, it don't matter what we're talking about now, they are still stuck.
Coy and
Coy. Yes, that's what they stuck on.
Yeah, because what would I look like? I'm for the people and I'm dating them.
Because somebody said the heart wants what the heart wants. Something like that.
Right.
Not the oppressor.
Oh, damn.
Looking at the What You Need to Know newsletter, a couple of things I did want to mention. It is Ministry Monday, and as always, our friend Willie McIver gives us great inspiration on Ministry Monday, and dwelling in God is her topic today. To dwell means to live or stay as a permanent resident in a place or with a person, or to live in a permanent condition or state, such as a dwelling in the state of happiness. But when we talk about dwelling in or with God, that means we know He is with us 24/7. It's a feeling of closeness and contentment, realizing and knowing His power, wisdom, and His love, and just wallowing in all of that. She always gives it and brings it every week and does such tremendous work. And I just want to say, William A. McIver, we just really appreciate your words of wisdom and your relationship with God that you share with us. Really appreciate that. A couple other things I want to mention. I wrote a couple of stories in today's newsletter. One about Marilyn Mosby. She was the youngest prosecutor in the country when she was elected in 2014 in Baltimore. And she gained a lot of attention for that, but also gained a lot of attention, which I believe led to her downfall. And that was the case that she brought against the police in Baltimore in the aftermath of the death of Freddie Gray. Freddie Gray was a young 25-year-old man arrested by Baltimore police, thrown in a paddy wagon, thrown in the back of a vehicle, an official vehicle, not steadied, not secured in the back of this vehicle. And they bounced him around so much in their travel he broke his spine, and he subsequently died. And she took people to court. She took policemen to court. And I believe that that has led to her downfall today. She has been found guilty. Most recently, this past month, she faces a maximum of 30 years in federal prison for making a false mortgage application. And in addition, 10 years for 2 counts of perjury. And there is an effort to have her pardoned by the president, and wanted to talk to the folks that are leading this petition drive. In February of this year, they found her guilty of making a false mortgage application while in office. And according to the United States Attorney's Office, this was related to the purchase of a condominium in Southwest Florida. In addition, she was acquitted of making a false mortgage application related to the purchase of a home in Kissimmee, Florida. So here's the deal. She may be innocent, and a lot of people say that she was railroaded, and that she was targeted. I believe she was targeted, and I believe, and there were stories that came out that I put in this story about why people were there to see her trial. And one gentleman said, I have a friend in the Baltimore Police Department, and I want to see justice, to see her get what she gave. And the point that I want to make is, however free we think we are, however overcome you think we are as Black and brown people, we just can't do anything or everything that our white counterparts do. I will believe that till the day I die.
But Sybil, I honestly believe she didn't know she was doing something wrong.
Right.
Be,
and that might be the truth too, Yolanda.
Yeah.
But what I said was, if there were people who said, "Oh yeah, you should do this, and this is how I did it," and if they were her white counterparts, they could get away with stuff like that.
Right. That's just so hard. I mean, you asking us to just walk a tightrope.
Oh yeah.
In wedge platform shoes. I mean,
we have to run. We have to run twice as fast. We have to be 3, 4, 5 times as smart. We have to be as diligent and more so than our counterparts.
Right.
We cannot, and we have to walk that straight line. We can't deviate, because they will look for every opportunity.
She is such a star.
She is a star.
Such a star.
Yep. The pride of Tuskegee University. And it is unfortunate that she's there, and she's going to be sentenced this month.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get Andrew Gillum, who was a part of Native Land Pod, to come on. And he is, one of those that's leading the charge, and he knows about Black people being under the microscope,
yeah,
and getting taken in by the system.
Not the same. Not the same.
No.
Okay.
No,
okay.
No. But he knows this. He knows how these cards are dealt, and and I'm not even sure what he agrees with me. I'm okay if I stand alone, but I still believe that, what my mom used to tell me: you have to be beyond the norm. You just can't be normal. You just can't be like all the other little Susans in your class. You can't be like all the little Aileen's in your class. You have to be better. And you have to mind your P's and Q's, because the system is set up to defeat us.
Every time. Even on our P's and Q's.
Even on our P's and Q's.
Yeah, and telling us, no, it's Q before P, and you're out of here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the things that we talk about in the What You Need to. Oh, and one more thing. I do want to give a shout out to our local celebrity, Miss Opal Lee, the 97-year-old grandmother of Juneteenth. She was among the people who was awarded by President Biden with the Presidential Medal of Honor on Friday, including James Clyburn, the congressman from South Carolina, who saved the campaign of Joe Biden, as well as Mr. Clarence Jones, Attorney Clarence Jones, who was the business partner of Martin Luther King Jr. He was the man who helped write the I Have a Dream speech, as well as the man who smuggled the words out of the Birmingham jail that Dr. King wrote that became Letters from a Birmingham Jail. And as well as Speaker Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi was also honored, and from my hometown, he was before Oprah. He was the talk show sensation. Phil Donahue was among
Oh,
those
that's right. His name was on
honored.
that list.
Yeah, yeah. So, just wanted to mention that. So, moving on to other things, folks who are getting close to Social Security or hoping that Social Security will be there when they retire, and that should be all of us. The Department of Treasury is reporting Social Security can now be expected to run short on funds in 2035. Let's do the math here, ladies. It's 2024.
So in
I
11
won't be old
years.
enough.
In 11 years. And this is good news for some because it's 1 year later than previously projected. It was 2034 not too long ago. They said there's still time for Congress to take action and prevent a looming shortfall. The trust funds the Social Security Administration relies on to pay benefits are now projected to run out in, as I said, 2035. And according to the projected depletion date, 83% of the benefits will be payable if Congress does not act sooner to prevent that shortfall. So it means 17% of the people are going to be out of luck, which is another reason.
Wait, in 2035, 17% of the people are going to be out of luck.
Yeah, because 83% of the people are going to get their money if Congress doesn't do anything. But that 17%.
Well,
SOL.
they've been saying that for years and years and years.
I know,
Congress
but
is gonna do something.
the closer I get to it, I'm believing them.
Yeah, no, no.
And I also believe, and you know, whether you want to or not, but a lot of people are going to be depending on this money.
And it will be there.
Okay. I think that if you allow people to uh, come into this country and gain their citizenship, it's going to help us a lot. If they are able to pay taxes on this money, then and they have to enter the Social Security program, this is going to help a lot of our problems. And I don't think we can just say it'll be there. Manuel Murphy said, folks have been saying that. I know. And how could that be with the millions and millions of folks that pay into it?
Right. Where's the money going?
Because the money has not been saved wisely and in programs that could keep the fund going.
We really need, like, as much as the government needs a breakdown of how we're spending our money every year, we need a breakdown of how the government is spending our money and saving our money every year. They tell us it's going towards XYZ, but we're not really seeing it. And this is why a lot of people are unhappy right now.
We are seeing it. No, we are. I mean, I just think that is, never mind.
Go ahead, finish your sentence.
It's just never enough for people. I mean, we see where a lot of stuff is happening, and I just think that it is disingenuous on our part to just totally say that nothing is ever being done.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say
not ever. It's
when you say where is it been?
Yeah, this is a long time complaint that people have been complaining about for years, decades. Like, hey, if we're paying taxes, what are the taxes going towards? So I think there needs to be a little bit more visibility. I think it would help.
Also, when Republicans come in, they reduce the amount of taxes that people have to pay, especially their rich counterparts in the business world. And there isn't as much money going into Social Security.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't understand that as well, that the tax cuts for the wealthy is what is hurting us and has to be kind of put back into balance instead of lower class and middle class taking on the brunt and the burden of most of the taxes. There's a lot more visibility in these happening. There's a lot more education.
And because we're not making as much money as they are, the fund is reduced.
Mm-hmm.
Yolanda, we've been talking about mental health awareness, and this is the month for it. They announced today that Miss USA Noelia Voigt has stepped down just 7 months after she was given the title, citing her mental health. She's a 24-year-old woman, shared the shocking news in an Instagram post today. She said, my journey as Miss USA has been incredibly meaningful, representing Utah with pride and later the USA at the Miss Universe pageant held in November. Sadly, I made the very tough decision to resign from the title of Miss USA. She said, never compromise your physical and mental well being. Our health is our wealth. And she said, deep down, I know that this is just the beginning of a new chapter for me. And my hope is that I continue to inspire others to remain steadfast, prioritize your mental health, and advocate for yourself and others by using your voice. Never be afraid of what the future holds, even if it feels uncertain.
Good for her.
That's pretty powerful. And I wish her a lot of luck. Absolutely.
I wonder
Never heard that happening before.
what her duties were and what was she not able to fulfill. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Not that it matters. I'm just curious. So it was 5 months left? Do you
Yeah.
do a
Yeah.
complete 12 months?
Yeah, about 6 months. Oh, speaking of 6 months, 6 months from yesterday is the presidential election. So
Okay.
yeah, and she was. It's just very unfortunate. But I'm glad she was able to recognize
Good for her.
that this was not going to be her path, and that she needed to move on and to take care of herself. Because it might have been a little overwhelming for her, a lot of the responsibilities, because they do have you pretty well scheduled.
Yeah, probably a lot of the press and just having to speak and be like that public figure every time you go out. It does not stop.
I cannot imagine that.
And just imagine Yolanda on a cruise times 1,000.
Mm-mm.
And you're the feature.
Mm-mm.
The only feature.
Let's move to entertainment. This is one of my favorite award shows, the Tony Awards for the Best on Broadway. They were announced last week while we were away. 15 new musicals opened during the past year, which is the widest field in at least 3 decades. Also, 10 new plays, 5 play revivals, and 6 musical revivals. And I didn't see anything for The Wiz, which may have missed the cutoff, because it started just a few weeks ago and it's going to close. And I think there is a window for this. But there were a couple of things that we've seen, Yolanda, or at least one play that we've seen in which people have been nominated. Best Musical, Hell's Kitchen, that's the Alicia Keys play musical, has been announced, and Sups, which is about the women's suffragette movement.
We saw that?
No, Hillary Clinton. I don't know if you've seen the stories about Hillary Clinton is one of the executive producers for Sups, about suffragettes. Jaja's African Hair Braiding was nominated, as well as Best Performance by a Leading Actor in a Musical. Dorian Harewood. Do you remember Dorian Harewood? I loved him. He's in The Notebook. He's a really great African American actor. And Leslie Odom Jr. was nominated for Pearly Victorious, the non-Confederate romp through the cotton patch. Do you remember seeing that, yo? Do you remember? You don't remember when we went to see Pearly Victorious the last time we were in New York?
When?
When we were there
in December?
Yeah.
What was it about?
Remember, Pearly was a man who was trying to get the money from the plantation owner, and he was using this young woman. And Pearly was a preacher and was using his wiles to get over on
Yeah, I saw that. Okay. He's nominated for that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Leslie Odom Jr., formerly of Hamilton, and
cool. And I just go with her. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. I'm a good friend.
And the great Kenny Leon, who directed Pearly Victorious, also nominated.
Good.
Best performance by an actor in a featured role in a musical, Shoshana Bean in Hell's Kitchen, and Nikki M. Jones for her role as Ida B. Wells in Sups, which is pretty amazing. So I will be watching.
When are the Tonys?
They're usually next month in June.
Oh, in June. Okay.
Let us move to Jewels. Yolanda, do you have
this week? Jewel is about doing what you got to do to get what you really want.
Mm-hmm.
And so just reminding everybody that achieving your dreams often requires the mindset to do what you got to do to get what you want by pushing through disappointments and challenges.
Do what you got to do to get what you want.
Do what you got to do to get what you really want. Yep.
Oh, excuse me. What you really
Oh,
want.
no. It's not really. I just added that.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you, Coy. Thank you, Yolanda. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And we're back.
Thank you.
We'll be here. See you later. Aloha.
Okay. Bye-bye.